With First Alert Weather, this is WKYT News.
We are glad you're here watching WKYT Mornings live on air and streaming on WKYT Plus. I'm Kristen Kennedy.
And I'm Victor Puente. We're now just hours away from seeing that snow arrive. It's part of a major winter storm targeting dozens of states.
First Alert meteorologist Alexa Minton joins us here in studio with the very latest look at how much snow and ice we could see.
I mean, this is the shutdown storm for the state of Kentucky. Wherever you're at now, good shot, you're not going anywhere until Monday as we track these major winter weather impacts. We got some updates on your latest forecast, and for our First Alert Weather Day, we are talking about significant snow and ice, some double-digit snowfall totals for much of the state, and icing concerns for the rest of the state. That's why we're under a winter storm warning across the entire state of Kentucky. Not a county is left out of this winter storm warning that's lasting through our Monday. And we're not the only area seeing these winter weather alerts. Got to look at things on a national scale. We've got 2,100 miles long of winter weather alerts stretching from our friends out in Arizona all the way up through Maine. The areas in that lighter pink are your winter storm warnings. I think our friends in Ohio and Pennsylvania and New York State caught up to us and issued them for all counties yesterday afternoon. Those darker pink shaded regions we've got to watch out for. Those are your ice storm warnings. We've got our own icing chance here in Kentucky. Now, unlike earlier this week, we've actually got the storm that's developed and causing impacts right now. I mean, it's coming down the stretch towards Kentucky. You can already see some heavier snow on the north side of Texas, right near Dallas. They've got sleet and freezing rain stretching south down towards Houston. That same storm track is going to trend in towards Kentucky. Now, for now, we've got cloud cover and cold conditions. That Arctic front that rolled through yesterday, it's leaving us feeling really cold for our forecast. Your actual air temperatures, you're at a 9 in Lexington, 8 in Georgetown, 7 up in Maysville. You're still in the teens in Somerset and London at a 14. Factor in some gusty winds right now. -7 in Lexington, -9 in Maysville, feeling like a -5 over in the Louisville metro area. This is brutal. You don't want to spend an extended period of time outside. If you do have to head out the door, bundle up. I mean, hats, gloves, a scarf, heavy jacket, layers of clothes. I was bundled up just walking into the building. I'm lucky to be one of the folks in studio, but bundle up as you head out the door. There's a lot to talk about weather-wise. We're starting off with this cold and this brutal wind chill. We've got the snow and ice headed our way. I'm going to time it all out for you step by step here in just a little bit. Victor and Kristen.
Alexa, thank you. Well, the past few days, we've been getting you ready for what to expect with this storm.
Communities have been getting their plans in place to respond to it. Here in Lexington, crews are busy alternating 12-hour shifts to try and keep the roads clear.
WKYT's Alyssa Williams joins us live from the Salt Barn, where crews will be working later today. Alyssa, what are city leaders saying about their plans?
Victor and Kristen, city leaders have said the next few days will be an all-hands-on-deck situation as they navigate what they say could be one of Lexington's top 10 worst snowstorms. But let me break down what they want people to know beforehand. Those with the city streets and roads department say they've got quite the challenge ahead of them because this won't be a storm that melts away quickly, so snow removal will be a big focus this week. Luckily, there is more equipment they'll be utilizing this year, but Streets and Roads Director Rob Allen says he thinks roads won't be fully cleared until Monday or Tuesday, so that's something to keep in mind. During the city's press conference yesterday, Mayor Linda Gorton declared a state of emergency, which triggers an immediate snow emergency declaration that changes parking and emergency routes in Lexington.
The state of emergency will fully activate our city's Emergency Operations Center and place all of its public safety divisions on 24-hour schedules through Tuesday morning. The emergency declaration bans parking on snow emergency routes. These snow emergency routes are classified as major thoroughfares throughout the city, and they are marked with those nice little blue and white signs that have snowflakes on them, among other things.
City leaders say it's important that people don't park on the streets or on those snow emergency routes so that way crews can have an easier time clearing those roadways. Of course, I'll continue to keep you updated on the city's weather plan throughout the morning. But for now, live in Lexington, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
So thank you. Every part of Kentucky will feel the impact of this winter storm.
First Alert meteorologist Megan Dusmall is at our sister station, WYMT in Hazard. Megan, what can you tell us about how that area is getting ready for the storm?
Well, we've been preparing for this winter storm over the past week, and as Alyssa mentioned, we'll continue to be preparing for the aftermath throughout the next couple of days. Now, Governor Andy Beshear did declare a state of emergency yesterday, and Kentuckians have been preparing accordingly. In a statement on Kentucky Power, 700 crew members, contractors, business partners, and external resources are ready to restore power in the case of outages. Stay clear from down power lines, they suggest. You can also report any outages on the Kentucky Power app. There are also several warming centers that are open this weekend ahead of the winter weather and frigid temperatures. Trooper Matt Gayhart with Post 13 shared an update on Facebook that several warming centers are open in Letcher, Knott, Perry, Breathitt, and Leslie County. Here in Hazard, the warming center is on the Old Perry County Courthouse on Main Street, and we have more of those details on WYMT.com with those warming centers across southeastern Kentucky. Live in Hazard, WYMT First Alert meteorologist Megan Desmall. Back to you.
Again, thank you. The Catholic Action Center is opening an emergency warming center in Lexington. It'll be open through Tuesday.
They say they're in dire need of help. That center has been putting people in motel rooms to help fill the needs. They're still receiving more calls for help. Starting today at noon until Tuesday at noon, the Mother Teresa shelter at 1050 Goodwin Drive will be open for adults. They're asking anyone who can help donate money for supplies to do so on CatholicActionCenter.net. UK Athletics has announced changes for the men's basketball game today. That matchup against Ole Miss will now begin at 11 instead of noon. That change is being made due to the expected winter storm. It's going to impact Lexington and much of the surrounding area. Now, fans planning to attend should plan accordingly. Doors to Rupp Arena will open earlier. They're going to open around 9:30.
Kentucky transportation leaders are preparing for the winter storm.
And state crews have started pre-treating roads, saying they'll have hundreds of plows ready once the snow moves in. They say that treatment, though, can only be used on dry roads when temperatures are above 20 degrees.
It helps to break down that snow and ice bond in the early hours of the storm and gives the crews a head start as they plow and treat roads with salt during the storm.
Once the storm hits, crews will use a 4-tier priority system, focusing first on interstates, parkways, and other high-volume roads. They urge people to stock up now, fill gas tanks, and avoid travel if possible during the storm.
Laurel County is preparing by charging and inspecting its fleet of snow plows. They have 25 plows ready, 2 backups, 5 road graders. All of that equipment will be split into 6 districts in the county, making multiple passes on roads to keep them clear. They're asking people to be patient with them. Their crews will cover 1,300 miles of road in Laurel County.
Federal emergency leaders are reminding people to make sure they have an emergency kit ready. FEMA recommends having enough supplies to last at least 72 hours. That includes water, non-perishable food, flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, and necessary medications. They also suggest including a phone charger or power bank, important documents, and items for pets and babies. They say it's also important that everyone in your household knows where that kit is kept. Emergency managers say preparing now can make a big difference if power goes out or if travel becomes dangerous. Road crews are making their plans to keep drivers safe in Madison County. Road Supervisor Scott Shepard says he has 20 trucks ready to go with plenty of road salt. He says the best way to help out their crews is by staying home.
It's much easier for us and much safer if we can plow these roads and tackle this situation without a lot of oncoming traffic.
Shepard says safety is their top priority. Crews will do their best to stay on top of the snow and keep those roads clear and open.
Well, as a severe winter storm heads our way, the Springfield, Washington Rescue Squad wants you to prepare. When those temperatures do drop, let your faucets drip to prevent frozen pipes. Gather extra blankets and flashlights. They say charge all your devices, fill your gas tank now, stock up on non-perishable, no-cook foods, find your home's breaker box and water shutoff valve, and do not wait. Go ahead and prepare now. And we will have extensive winter storm coverage all weekend long, both on air and streaming on WKYT Plus. Alexa Minton will be updating you all morning on when that storm will get here. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey will talk about its impacts as it arrives. We have crews right now across central, southern, eastern Kentucky giving you live looks from the region. You can watch on WKYT and streaming on WKYT Plus.
Your time now, 7:09.
Coming up, a former Navy officer and police officer uses his truck to help healthcare workers. We'll show you the one man making sure essential staff can get to the hospital.
Plus, those winter weather alerts are in effect across the country. I'll give you an update on the latest we can expect here in Kentucky in a few more moments. Don't go anywhere.
Live, local, trusted. Follow WKYT News on Instagram.
This is the 2026 Nissan Rogue. It's the most powerful Rogue ever. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue.
The finest luxury fragrances are now exclusively available on everything you wash. Unstoppable's Unlimited Collection. Add it to your wash and everything will smell divine. Luxury laundry scent beads so you can smell unstoppable.
Paul Davis Restoration and WKYT remind you to be weather aware.
Ring in the new year with a new ride at Don Franklin Kia. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 2026 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,500 off MSRP on 2025 Telluride models. Drive your new year forward at Kentucky's #1 Kia dealer, Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
When you've experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea to guide you in your time of need. At Davis & Powell Funeral Home, we believe each person and family is unique. Our staff is committed to providing your family with the highest quality care as you go through the grieving process. From funeral services to celebrations of life, Davis & Powell Funeral Home, serving the Berea area with compassion since 2002.
Need metal? Metals Depot Express is Kentucky's only locally owned source for industrial metals. Family owned and operated for over 40 years in Winchester. Open to the public. We have just what you need. Pre-cut and ready to go when you need it. Metals Depot Express, the industrial metal store.
The savings are great this weekend during our winter warehouse sale at Lexington Overstock Warehouse.
Live, local, trusted. Follow WKYT News on these streaming services.
Nissan Kicks has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy 5 years in a row. Drive the reimagined Nissan Kicks today. Now get up to $1,500 total savings on Kicks.
First Alert weather storm coverage is sponsored by Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Welcome back to WKYT Mornings. No matter how much snow comes our way this weekend, a lot of healthcare workers have to be at work taking care of the sick.
Camp Hero is making sure those caretakers make it safe to work. There's some big four-wheel drive pickups that will take those workers for free. WKYT's Destiny Quinn and photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw show us how.
No, I just call it the Beast.
A perfect name for this huge four-wheel drive Dodge Ram with a 3-inch lift and 40-inch tires.
Just the weight of it will help it get traction in the snow.
Rocco Bessignac is the driver of the Beast. He's also the founder of Camp Hero, a volunteer organization that provides mental health for veterans and first responders. He considers healthcare workers first responders, and he'll use the Beast to get them to work during the snowstorm.
But these are actually people who don't get snow days. They have to go to work. There are people there relying on them to come to work to take care of them. There are people there in the hospitals that need these healthcare workers there in order to live and survive.
Recently, Bessignac developed an app so those essential workers can be picked up efficiently. Last year, he and his team fulfilled 160 ride requests.
I've had an elderly nurse. She was probably, I think she was in her 70s, and she said, this is the most bad aid truck I've ever been in. And it just tickled me.
Why does he do this? Well, being a public servant is in his heart. He's ex-Navy and a former police officer. And
when you have a servant's heart and you feel the need every time you see something that needs to be done or you can help with, and you do it.
In Lexington, Destiny Quinn, WKYT.
And Camp Hero will have 3 drivers this year. They're looking for more volunteers. If you have a four-wheel drive vehicle and you can help, you can check out our website, WKYT.com. Look for this story. Click on the link. You can also find a link there for the app for the healthcare workers who are needing a ride. Your time now, 7:14 on your Saturday.
And we'll have Alexa's full forecast next.
Yeah, we've got plenty of winter weather alerts issued across the country as we head into this major winter storm threat. I've got updates on the latest forecast we'll see here in Kentucky. I'll tell you what you need to know as we head throughout our Saturday coming up.
Building relationships is at the heart of what I do. Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant helps save me time, but also build trust with clients. Getting through the contracts as quickly as I can make or break a deal. With AI Assistant, I can find contract details quickly, and it provides prompts for questions that I didn't even think to ask. Having all of this together really helps position myself as an expert, and it gives me that confidence to talk to clients.
Save 30% on a deep clean of your carpets, air ducts, rugs, and more when you call COYT. We'll have your home looking good as new. Call 800-4COYT today to save 30%.
The people you trust COYT.
When I looked at my mouth in the mirror, it was a train wreck. The minute I met Dr. Seth, I asked him, I said, "Are you ready for a project?" And his response was, "I love projects."
Through our talk, he was immediately set on letting all those teeth go and going forward with a fixed implant prosthesis.
I really can't believe I waited so long to do it. It's been amazing.
Get your smile back with dental implants. Call Bluegrass Dentistry at 859-648-2688 to schedule your free consultation and to discuss our flexible financing options.
Bryant has been in business since 1940. We're one of the few family-owned and operated HVAC companies in the area. Our business is your home comfort. That's why we're here 365 days a year. We never charge overtime, and our work is backed by a 100% service guarantee and my family's reputation. You never think about your heat until there's a problem. If there is, call Bryant. We'll always be here when you need us most. Bryant Heating and Cooling.
There are a lot of great things in store for 2026, especially when you're behind the wheel of a new vehicle from your local Ford store. Things like the latest tech, outstanding convenience, and innovations galore, along with incredible savings, including up to $2,500 cash on new 2025 Ford Bronco Sports, or get $5,000 total cash on a new 2025 Ford Escape. For more fun, adventure, and value in 2026, climb behind the wheel of a new vehicle from your local Ford store today, where there's always more in store.
Call COYT today and save 30% on a deep clean of your carpets, air ducts, rugs, counters, and more. We'll get your services clean as new for a beautiful, healthy home. Call 800-4COYT today and save 30%.
The people you trust COYT.
Today is a WKYT First Alert Weather Day.
Now, WKYT First Alert Weather with meteorologist Alexa Minton.
The entire state of Kentucky is under a winter storm warning. This was issued yesterday. It's in effect as we track these major winter weather impacts. Already we started to get some updates of snow flurries entering it for our friends in Bowling Green. There's not a single county that's left out of this winter storm warning. Now, before the snow reaches us here in central Kentucky, we're dealing with our own problem. Cold. 9 is your air temperature here in Lexington. It's feeling like a -7 as you are headed out the door. That's a brutal start to our day. Again, we've already started to get some reports of flurries out in Bowling Green, but a lot of this snowfall is not quite reaching the surface just yet. It's cloud cover, it's cold air, it's all the precursor before the action gets to us later in the day. And these cold conditions are going to affect what our snow looks like as it rolls in. -7 in Lexington, -5 in Georgetown, -9 is what it feels like in Maysville as you head out the door. This is going to make our snow lighter and fluffier, a little bit drier because of the cold conditions, so not so slushy, slick, and dense, but it could lead to blowing snow since it's so light as it comes down. And we're going to stay feeling cold throughout our day. I mean, in the afternoon, you work up towards a resounding 4 for your feels like conditions and wind chills. Going down again in the overnight. We'll get out of the negatives by midday, but still a very brutally cold setup for our day. Now let's talk about that snow that's starting to roll in. It's going to push up from the south and the west, again impacting our friends in western Kentucky first. And as it pushes in, it's going to go very quickly from light to moderate to heavy snowfall. This is a look at 4:30 p.m. here on our hour-by-hour forecast. You've got heavier snow in southern and eastern Kentucky just now starting to push over the interstate in our afternoon hours, picking up the pace with some of that heavy snowfall. On the bottom edge of this snow band is a tight line from sleet into freezing rain. Once we look in our evening, we watch that turning over as a warmer nose of air is trying to push into eastern Kentucky. Just look at that difference in temperatures. 17 in Lexington to the 32 in Harlan. That's where you start to talk about the freezing rain, and this in-between area is where we're focused in on the sleet that's falling. That freezing rain band does push pretty far north towards our mid-morning hours. Heavy snow hanging tight through a lot of our metro areas, Louisville, Cincinnati, and the north side of Lexington. Eventually, we see snow wrapping up our forecast and slowly starting to push out in our late Sunday. We're left then with brutally cold conditions on our Monday and our Tuesday in our forecast. Our current call for snowfall has over a foot of snow in central and northern Kentucky. Again, hitting those metro areas, Louisville, Lexington, and Cincinnati, just below towards Richmond, Boyle County, Danville area, over towards Rowan County, Moorhead. They've got 6 to 12, which is still substantial for the snow. Then an inch of sleet, and then 1/10 of an inch of ice. 1/10 of an inch can cause a lot of problems, but not nearly as many problems as our forecast for southern and eastern Kentucky, where we're talking about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of ice due to that freezing rain. That's that rain that falls and ices over on impact when it comes down. So our winter storm threats, they're focused in on the snow and the cold. And while ice isn't impacting the entire state, we're going to see a lot of issues with power outages and concerns on the roadways. This is a shutdown type storm. Wherever you are now, there's a good shot you're not going anywhere until we get towards our Monday. And then we've got life-threatening cold temperatures, especially with the risk of power outages and then the cold following up behind. There's some major concerns for that on our forecast. We've extended our first alert weather days now through next week as we see the cold hanging on. We stay below freezing, dealing with some brutal temperatures Thursday, Friday. We've got another snow system pushing in Wednesday, Thursday. Not nearly as major as what we're dealing with now, but there's no recovery time in between these systems. It's cold, and all the impacts we see falling down this weekend aren't going to have a chance to melt. Even those road crews will have issues treating them because of the cold. So this is a major, major storm across Kentucky, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, only getting started.
Only getting started. We've got the cold right now. That's snow again, already just reported in Bowling Green. It's coming our way.
Okay.
Thanks, Alexa. Your time now, 7:21.
And stay with us. Sports is next.
Kentucky hosts Ole Miss at Rupp Arena for an 11 a.m. tip-off. That's coming up next in sports.
And as we head to break, let's take a look at those jackpot numbers. Tonight's Powerball, $20 million. Tuesday night's Mega Millions, $285 million.
Happy New Year from Scheller's Fitness and Cycling. Building your home gym workout routine has never been easier, and the professionals at Scheller's Fitness and Cycling can help make it happen. Take advantage of Scheller's 12 months promotional financing. Come visit us in store or find us online at schellers.com.
Wildcat knows a leaky pipe or water heater can lead to costly repairs. He protects his home with Greenbox Home Services. Right now, get up to $200 off a select new water heater or a free frozen pipe diagnostic fee. Don't wait for a plumbing disaster. Call Greenbox today.
Transform your living space at Burke Furniture with our quality sofas, sectionals, bedrooms, dining rooms, even mattresses from all the top brands you love. And most items are in stock and ready to be delivered. From cozy sofas to elegant dining sets, discover the perfect pieces to redefine your space. And right now, 0% financing is available. Redefine, reimagine, and redecorate. There's no better place than right here at Burke Furniture.
Downey showed this NFL mom a clip about her son.
This smells like hot dog water, boy.
We need to do something about that. Cameron Tyler, I'm gonna show you how to rinse that odor out.
That smells a lot better. Rinse impossible odors out in one wash.
This weekend only, it's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Sale. Swim, exercise, or relax all year in a luxury swim spa that can heat or chill the water. Avoid the expense and maintenance of a pool. Save up to 50% with swim spas made here in the USA. 0% financing for 60 months. In-house financing, 100% approvals, no turndowns. Swim spas in stock for immediate delivery. The Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Sale at Central Bank Center. Call 833-BUY-A-SPA or visit hottubsale.com.
Surf or turf? With the Zaxby's box, the answer is both.
Get Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp and their famous fingers together for a boatload of flavor.
It's the Zaxby's flavor you love. Now on shrimp. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Honey, we don't need a generator.
Are you sure? There's a big storm coming and we always lose power.
Pretty sure.
When it comes to your home's power, being pretty sure just isn't enough.
Whether it's a storm or a sudden outage, you need to know your lights and your life will stay on. Trust the experts at Fayette Heating and Air to keep your home powered and protected. Call today and get $1,000 off your whole home generator installation. Visit FayetteHeating.com to schedule today.
The new year's finally here, and Schellers Fitness and Cycling wants to help you look great and feel your best. From treadmills and elliptical machines to rowers, strength equipment, electric bikes, and more. Schellers has it all. Visit us in store or find us online at Schellers.com.
Today is a WKYT First Alert Weather Day.
Good morning, everyone. Kentucky appears to be hitting their stride in recent weeks, winning 4 straight SEC games. The Wildcats will now look to make that 5 in a row when they take on Ole Miss later this morning. Ole Miss enters the matchup having won 3 of their last 4. Kentucky and Ole Miss, they do their best work in transition, using pace to create early scoring opportunities. Ole Miss can also stretch the floor a bit from the perimeter, so limiting some of those fast break points and also contesting the 3 are just 2 of the big defensive focuses for the Wildcats.
Just limit their transition points. They're a very good transition team, and just guard, especially defensively, keep our man in front of us and rebound. I think if we do them things and we get out in transition as well, and just execute our offense and play together, we'll be fine.
We've talked about just limiting transition offense. They like to get out and run in transition a lot. Locating shooters in transition because they have a couple of snipers.
Speaking of snipers, today's game is also a bit of a homecoming for Ole Miss guard Travis Perry, the Lyon County native who played 1 season at UK before transferring to Oxford. He's carved out a role off the bench for Ole Miss. He's averaging around 6 points per game. Many of the players, of course, on this year's UK's roster knows Travis really well, including Malachi Marino, who's been going up against Perry since high school.
Travis is my guy. Went to Italy together for Adidas Euro Camp, both from Kentucky. Unfortunately, he ended my season my junior year, so there's some hatred there. But but he's my guy, and he's at a place that thinks that he thought was the best fit for him, and I'm happy that he's thriving and he's having fun. So.
And a reminder that the Kentucky-Ole Miss game, it's been moved up 1 hour. It tips off at 11 a.m., this is, of course, due to the weather. So if you prefer to stay at home and watch, you can do so on ESPN. They still have the broadcast. Also, the Kentucky women's basketball game has been moved up an entire day. It was scheduled for Sunday. It'll now be played today, this afternoon, against Georgia. That's a 1 o'clock tip-off at Memorial Coliseum. And get this, if you go to the men's game at Rupp, and then bring your ticket or proof of your ticket to Memorial Coliseum, you can get into the women's game for free. Everybody be safe out there. Have a great day.
Town for this forecast. We are tracking some major winter weather impacts. If you are heading out downtown to cheer on our Kentucky basketball teams, you need to bundle up. That snow is going to be coming in the second half of our day, but brutally cold temperatures are already here in the Commonwealth. You can see 12 to 3 o'clock is our timing for that snow arrival in Lexington and much of central Kentucky. Gets it here a little later in our day for eastern Kentucky, and it's going to hang tight all throughout our Sunday with freezing rain and sleet also on the forecast. A lot to talk about weather-wise, y'all. Stick with me. I'll give you another update on what to expect here on the bottom half of the hour of WKYT Mornings.
Wawa hoagies are made fresh. Delicious meats and cheeses. Fresh toppings.
Classic Italian hoagie.
Nice. Now let's do the meatball.
You got it.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. When you gotta have it fresh, you gotta Wawa.
It's the last call for clearance at Lazy Boy. We're clearing everything out store-wide. Save up to 50% on closeouts, overstocks, and floor samples. Get our best offers on your favorite Lazy Boy furniture. Lazy Boy. Long live the lazy.
For 70 years, we've been builders, making homes for the dreamers. We've remained dedicated to making home ownership attainable for families everywhere. We're celebrating 70 years of innovation with new homes starting in the 70,000s, featuring Energy Star kitchen appliances and modern upgrades to deliver unmatched attainability 3 generations in the making. Start your story during our anniversary celebration with new homes starting in the 70,000s.
In all you do, your heart's with you. Pounding, fluttering, melting, singing. And we want to understand it on every level. So every single day, we're at the forefront, advancing, transforming, treating, combining human kindness and clinical excellence. Also, you know that here, your heart's in the right place.
Mopping is hard work. Then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact. Plus, its 360-degree swivel head cleans up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. Bye-bye, bucket, with the Swiffer Power Mop.
Need metal? Metals Depot Express. Just what you need, delivered fast.
Ring in the new year with a new ride at Don Franklin Kia. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 2026 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,500 off MSRP on 2025 Telluride models. Drive your new year forward at Kentucky's #1 Kia dealer, Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Paul Davis Restoration and WKYT remind you to be weather aware.
It's the last call for clearance at Lazy Boy. We're clearing everything out store-wide. Save up to 50% on closeouts, overstocks, and floor samples. Get our best offers on your favorite Lazy Boy furniture. Lazy Boy. Long live the lazy.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I finally figured out the perfect Wawa drink order. Is the drink that goes perfectly with my day.
Freshly made smoothies, lattes, and so much more. When you gotta have the perfect drink, you gotta Wawa.
First Alert Weather Storm coverage is sponsored by Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. With First Alert Weather, this is WKYT News.
Welcome to WKYT Mornings. We're live on air and streaming on WKYT Plus.
This is a First Alert Weather Day. We are over here in the Weather Center talking with Alexa about this incoming winter storm. It's already hit Kentucky.
Yeah, it already has. We've started to see some flakes flying in Bowling Green. We got some reports from a 911 center out there saying they saw some flurries. It's already causing some major impacts in parts of Texas, Oklahoma. I mean, winter weather alerts across the country for this.
2,100 miles or so stretches?
Yeah, 2,100 miles or so. I've got those winter weather alerts all pulled up. The area shaded in pink is winter storm warnings, but it goes from Arizona all the way up to Maine. And these areas in the darker pink shaded region, those are ice storm warnings for our area. You can see affecting areas east of Memphis, stretching down towards Louisiana, even over into East Texas. And then you've got an ice storm warning out for our friends in the Atlanta metro area, stretching through South Carolina, Charlotte, and parts of East Tennessee. This is a major winter storm system. And we're starting off our day before the snow reaches us in Lexington with cold clouds. 9 is your current temperature, your air temperature, not your feels like temperature. We feel like a -7 as you head out the door. We've got some brutal wind chills queuing up across the board. And when you look at your First Alert Weather Radar network, you might see what looks like some snow popping up on your First Alert radar. Not all of that snowfall is reaching the ground just yet. We have those reports of flurries out in Bowling Green. We're going to watch the snow start to trend to us here in mid-morning, midday, as we slowly watch it push in. But those wind chills, they're brutal across the board. -9 up in Covington, Cincinnati area, -3 in Mount Sterling. I mean, you're not in the negatives, but you're at a 2 and a 0 in Somerset and London. I mean, I feel like a wuss because just walking from my car into the building, I was bundled up. And we got some awesome reporters that are outside braving the cold. There's a cold weather advisory in effect, and we've got First Alert meteorologist Megan Dusmall at our sister station in YMT and Hazard. Megan, what can you tell us about what Eastern Kentucky is expecting for the storm?
Well, Alexa, it is very cold outside. You're right on there with that. That cold weather advisory is until noon, and it feels like the single digits. Now, we're starting to see the sun rising this morning. Definitely still dry here. No snow has fallen just quite yet, but we're watching as that winter storm does make its way into eastern Kentucky. We'll start to see that storm picking up here in the afternoon. Could see up to 8 inches of snow, but one of the main impacts here in the eastern part of the state will be that ice. We could see up to a half of an inch of ice in Perry County as that system makes its way throughout the day. And as you guys were mentioning at the KYT team, we're going to see the winter storm warning all across the country. So big impacts here, especially in the Commonwealth, as the entire state's under that winter storm warning. So lots going on. It's going to be a cold one, and it's going to be a wintry weather mix all throughout the weekend. Live in Hazard, I'm WYMT First Alert meteorologist Megan Dusmall. Back to you.
Megan, thank you. Lexington city leaders say it'll be all hands on deck this weekend as they respond to that storm.
WKYT's Alyssa Williams joins us live from the Division of Streets and Roads, where crews will be working around the clock. Alyssa?
Yeah, Victor and Kristen, with Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton declaring a state of emergency ahead of this snowstorm. This means all public safety crews will be working on a 24-hour schedule until Tuesday morning. Now, the city's Division of Streets and Roads Director Rob Allen says they're up against some challenges with this storm, mostly because the snow that's heading our way won't melt away as quickly as we've seen in the past. This means snow removal will be a big focus for crews. Allen predicts with the rate in which the snow is expected to come down, roads may not be fully cleared until Monday or Tuesday. Now, the biggest piece of advice from city leaders, including Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers, is to stay off the roads. Weathers says the traffic division will place electronic messaging boards on various roads to communicate important info to those who have to be out on the roads. He adds officers will be monitoring the interstate and New Circle Road for anyone who's stranded. And if you have to get out, Weathers says you need to be prepared.
Have an emergency kit for your vehicle and include items like blankets, snow shovels, ice scrapers, a phone charger, a flashlight, snacks, water, and have a full tank of gas and fuel, and refuel frequently. It's already been said, but make sure you have some warm clothing. Make sure you're in layers. If your vehicle stops or you're stranded or something happens to your vehicle, you may have to be outside. And with the temperatures the way they're expected to be, I need you to be safe and I need you to be warm.
Another piece of advice that leaders have is to be aware of the city's emergency snow routes and to not park on them. Now, the city should have a list of those snow routes on their website. Live in Lexington, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
And with that incoming winter weather, emergency management crews want you to prepare for every possibility. While the idea of a huge snow is exciting to some, Pike County Emergency Management Director Need Jackson warns it can come with challenges. He said you need an emergency kit on hand with non-perishable food, medicine, water, and first aid kits. You should also be prepared for the possibility of a power outage, since several feet of snow and the possibility of ice could mean downed trees and power lines. He says it can be overwhelming, but there is still time to prepare.
This is when you want to try to prepare for if the worst case scenario happens, you lose power. Because when you look at the temperatures on the backside of this storm, it's going to be cold. And it's not going to get above freezing, or it's not forecast to get above freezing for a few days after.
And he says you should also consider getting a weather radio if you don't have one, so you can stay connected even if the power goes out.
Cities across central Kentucky are getting ready for the winter storm.
Organizations in Scott County are finalizing plans. Their road department is making sure that all the trucks are in working order. They want drivers to be on the roads within an hour of that snow falling. Drivers will be spread across 16 different routes in Scott County. Several drivers will be backup. The Gathering Place Mission is also preparing. It's the county's only emergency shelter. 77 people are already there, and they do not expect a surge in that number, but they are prepared to add 10 emergency beds for those who need them. Executive Director Heather Johnson says stay vigilant.
You don't want to get in a situation in these terrible, really low temperatures that are coming where you regret it and then you can't get where you need to be. And so my advice would be, if you know of someone, please urge them to go to safety.
Scott County Judge Executive Joe Pat Covington is meeting with the road department to talk about their preparations.
Kentuckians aren't the only ones who will be impacted by that severe winter weather system. It's expected to hit millions of Americans as it blankets cities with snow and ice this weekend.
CBS's Christian Benavidez reports about half the country's population from the south to the northeast is bracing.
The first snow has already started to fall in Texas and Oklahoma, part of a winter blast that has roughly 180 million people under a winter storm warning from the Rockies to the Northeast. In Boston, grocery stores were slammed and supplies were running low at this hardware store.
Yeah, we've been selling a ton of ice melt and shovels. We're running low on stock, but I think we should have enough for the storm.
At least 17 states and Washington, D.C. have declared states of emergency. In New York City, up to 18 inches of snow is forecast, 700 salt spreaders, and more than 2,000 sanitation workers will be deployed.
While we cannot control how much snow will actually fall this weekend, we can control how we prepare for and respond to this storm.
Down south, 18,000 utility workers were pre-positioned in the Carolinas, while at Tennessee State Operations Center, officials will monitor road conditions in real time. The Salvation Army in Arlington, Texas, is preparing overnight beds and meals for people seeking refuge from the storm. And in Austin, sanitation trucks have been treating the roads.
We are preparing for the worst because we never completely know what the weather is going to do in Texas.
Residents here worry about a repeat of a deadly ice storm in 2021 that overwhelmed the state's power grid system, leaving millions of people in the dark and cold.
The ERCOT grid has never been stronger, never been more prepared, and is fully capable of handling this winter storm.
The National Weather Service is calling this system a historic storm, packing a mix of ice and snow with extremely cold air on the back end. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
More than 3,000 flights have already been canceled nationwide. That system is likely to bring delays and cancellations for the next few days.
Well, WKYT's India Jones explains what drivers need to know ahead of the winter storm in this First Alert traffic update.
If you don't have time to get out there on the roads this weekend, don't. Crews are out preparing the roads for the incoming winter storm, and Lexington Streets and Roads Director says that it'll take at least 48 hours for his crews to clear those roads. So if you do have to drive, just make sure that you increase your following distance and give them enough space to clear those roads out. But for more updates, I will be here this weekend keeping an eye on the roads.
And WKYT will have extensive winter storm coverage all weekend long on air, and we're streaming on WKYT Plus. Alexa Minton will be updating you throughout the morning when that storm arrives. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey will talk about its impact as it makes its way here. We do have crews across central, southern, eastern Kentucky giving you live looks from the region as that storm develops. You can watch us on WKYT and streaming on WKYT Plus.
I'm tracking all the latest as we time out this winter storm. I'll tell you what to expect when for this active winter weather weekend here in a few more moments.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant. We visit with the young president of the University of the Cumberlands on Kentucky Newsmakers, and a preview is coming up.
WKYT Closings is sponsored by Right Way Auto Glass, Furniture World Superstore, Morehead State University, and Quantrell Auto Group.
When my grandfather opened the first Furniture World Superstore over 50 years ago, he had one goal in mind: treat customers like family.
Customize the living room of your dreams with up to 2 years interest-free financing.
Come see the difference family makes at Furniture World Superstore.
Honey, I really think we need to get our windshield fixed.
But don't you just love the wind blowing through your hair?
I can't feel my face.
Whoa, looks like dinner's on you.
Have your glass installed the right way. Right Way Auto Glass. To see something you've never seen. Go where you've never been. Quantrell Subaru. Quantrell for life.
In the mountains of eastern Kentucky, Morehead State University carries on a championship tradition that gives everyone a reason to cheer. MSU is where you can win on the field and in the classroom. Join the Eagle Nation.
When my grandfather started the first Furniture World Superstore over 50 years ago, he had one goal in mind: treat customers like family.
Our showroom is overflowing with leather chairs, recliners, and massage chairs ready for delivery today.
Come see the difference family makes at Furniture World Superstore.
Top Tier is very reputable. I've seen them around the neighborhood multiple times. I wanted to deal with somebody that's actually local, that will take our phone calls, will answer our questions. Top Tier is somebody that will service and honor their lifetime warranty, and that's something you don't see very often.
The new year's finally here, and Scheller's Fitness and Cycling wants to help you look great and feel your best. From treadmills and elliptical machines to rowers, strength equipment, electric bikes, and more. Scheller's has it all. Visit us in store or find us online at schellers.com.
Stay connected, stay safe. WKYT First Alert Weather.
Good morning. Dr. Quentin Young is the new president of Kentucky's largest private college, the University of the Cumberlands. Their enrollment is nearly 25,000, mostly online, but they offer dozens of in-person programs at their campus in Williamsburg. Young joins me for part of this weekend's Kentucky Newsmakers. Well, tell us about your journey to leading the University of the Cumberlands.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a path that I never could have dreamed about, especially, so I graduated from the University of the Cumberlands. It showed me so many different opportunities. It expanded my vision. It inspired me to do more, to be more. And I went to the private sector to do a few things around accounting and things of that nature into to business. And then I received a call from then President Dr. Larry Cockram to come back to be a part of something that was larger than myself. And so I thought, you know, I wouldn't have this opportunity to serve my alma mater just every day, so why not hop on board? And so I came to do some finance initiatives with the university, and then I mean, my first year as president. So I had a little bit of things. It's been almost 10 years. And it's been a wonderful journey, one that's had impact not only to my family, but to the families that we serve and the students that we serve in our region and area.
Did you see it coming in recent years that you might end up being the president?
You know, I think at the very beginning, it's not necessarily anything that I had aspired to be and to do, but I think as the day got a little bit closer, I could see myself into that role. I could see myself serving in a larger capacity to make a bigger difference around for our students of Kentucky and Appalachia.
What's the most important thing to keep in mind every day as you lead that university?
You know, I would say it's to be service-minded. It's to put others before yourself. It's to ensure that we're putting students first in all that we do, whether it is in our program offerings, whether it is in our affordability initiatives. It's always putting them first in everything that we do.
Tell us about the University of the Cumberlands, the scope of it. I know you offer dozens of majors. You have all sorts of different programs. Healthcare has been a growing area in recent years.
Yeah, so we offer, whether it's on the business side, we have a very strong business department, technology, education. We educate a lot of the K-12 educators across the state of Kentucky, whether it's at the undergraduate level, whether it's master's, rank 1, even at the doctorate level. We have quite a few healthcare programs, whether it's nursing, students can come and get their ADN to go on to be an RN, a BSN, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, doctor of physical therapy. So just a plethora of different offerings to help serve our area and our region around healthcare needs.
Tell us about this this sort of hybrid approach the University of Cumberland has in terms of you have this huge online enrollment that again brings you to 25,000. I mean, I guess that's the third largest in the state, right? But at the same time, what, 2,500 or so at your historic campus there in Williamsburg.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. And it's about, you know, the mission. You know, we're here to serve Kentucky students of Appalachia. So heartbeat of campus really is that a little over 2,000 there in Williamsburg.
Also on Kentucky Newsmakers, Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Dale Romans. Kentucky Newsmakers airs tomorrow morning at 10 on the CW Lexington and at 11:30 on WKYT right after Face the Nation. Stay safe. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Now, WKYT First Alert Weather with meteorologist Alexa Minton.
The entire state of Kentucky is under a winter storm warning right now. Not a county is left out. It's going to last through Monday morning. And we're not the only ones under winter weather alerts across the country. 2,100 miles long of winter weather alerts have been issued. Not just winter storm warnings, but also shaded in that darker pink. Those are ice storm warnings, extreme cold warnings, winter storm watches. This is a major winter weather event that's impacting the country, and it's already started in some areas. We've got to talk about the snow, the sleet, the freezing rain you're already starting to see in Texas, pushing with some heavier snow into Oklahoma, now trending into Arkansas. It's coming down the stretch towards Kentucky. But for right now, we are focused in on those cold conditions. 9 is your air temperature in Lexington, 7 in Maysville, 10 in Jackson. Those are brutal to begin with, but our wind chills have us feeling even colder. Our wind chills are going to be brutal, not just for our morning, but the whole day long. And as snow pushes in, it'll start off light, quickly turning to moderate to heavy snow. In the overnight, we've got snow turning into sleet and freezing rain on the bottom edge of this system. Talk about a major winter weather storm. Now, all of this cold air is going to change the profile of our snow a bit. It's so cold, we get drier, lighter, fluffier snow, which is better than the slushy, dense snow, but could lead to blowing snow. And we've got some brutal wind chills paired with that throughout our day. I mean, even when we make those improvements in the afternoon, we're still feeling in the single digits, close to zero for our conditions. It's one of those days where you don't want to go outside unless you have to. Snow starts to push in from southern and western Kentucky into central Kentucky. This is a look at 4:30 on our hour-by-hour forecast. A little heavier the farther south and east in the state, just now starting to pass over the interstate in your afternoon, and really it reaches eastern Kentucky and northeastern Kentucky by our evening hours. Now, the bottom edge of that band, like I said, turns into sleet and freezing rain, causing icing concerns for our friends farther south and east. That really comes in the overnight on our Sunday. Look at that difference in temperature. You go from the cold where that heavy snow is in Lexington at a 17 to where we start to see some freezing rain impacts at a 32 in Harlan. It's that warm air nose that causes those problems on the bottom edge of the system and leads to the icing concerns. Now everything turns back over into snowfall ahead of your dinner time tomorrow, with a few more snow showers hanging tight into your evening hours. Coming Monday and Tuesday, we've got a brutal cold setup. Over a foot of snow is forecasted in all 3 of our major metro areas, Louisville, Lexington, and the Cincinnati metro area. Once we look towards just south of Lexington, even the south side of Lexington, we talk about 6 to 12 inches, an inch of sleet on top of that, and then a 1/10 of an inch of ice. And we still have a wide range for snow totals in southern and eastern Kentucky. It's a little on the lighter side, but higher on those ice totals, 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice. This is going to cause some major storm impacts, a shutdown system, not just snow and ice impacting parts of the state, but we also are going to see roads be impassable, potential for power outages with that icing, and then the brutal cold that follows up on our Monday and Tuesday isn't going to let anything melt. Monday and Tuesday, those temperatures are brutal. Your overnight conditions drop down into the negatives. Your feels like temperatures or your wind chills are on Tuesday morning. Right now they're forecasted to be -20s for those temperatures. And then we don't get much time to rebound before we see another snow system coming in at the end of next week. This is a major winter storm threat.
Yeah.
We've been warning folks all week long. Wherever you are now, it's a good idea to hunker down, stay put, and be ready to kind of wait this out throughout the weekend.
That 25 degrees on Wednesday, are we going to get any sun with that? Any chance of
a little bit of sun, but I don't think much will melt.
That's
might help some of those.
To freezing.
I was going to say, but some of those road crews might have a chance to work on the roads a little bit that day. They'll probably be hard at work. I mean, we're being patient with them now ahead of this system. Lot to do.
Thanks, Alexa.
Well, the time is 7:52 on your Saturday. We'll have a final check of your forecast next.
We continue with a major winter storm impact.
I won't stop for nothing. Won't be wondering, but you didn't see this coming. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just
The Bluegrass State this weekend, significant snow, ice, and bitterly cold. We're tracking it on WKYT and WKYT Plus.
Save 30% on a deep clean of your carpets, air ducts, rugs, and more when you call COYT. We'll have your home looking good as new. Call 800-4KOIT today to save 30%.
The people you trust Coit.
It's mesmerizing. Cleaning that greasy mess with Dawn Platinum.
And not even scrubbing.
Well, fluff my feathers. It cuts through the slimy stuff better than their old dish soap, removing 99% of grease. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
What you just saw is exactly what West Shore Home does every single day. I'm Maria Montgomery, and at West Shore Home, we make home remodeling easy. From tub to shower conversions to walk-in tub installations and even full bath remodels. We're ready to get rid of your old, outdated bathroom and transform it into your dream space. So if your bathroom looks like this, or even this, just call or visit westshorebath.com to get started. From the first consultation to the final installation, our process is simple, efficient, and built entirely around your home and your needs. And one of the best things about choosing West Shore Home for your project is that we don't require any money down to get started. Our teams of highly trained employee installers can completely finish your project before you make a single payment, making it easier than ever to get started right now. Just give us a call or schedule online to learn more. And right now we have something special going on. It's our winter savings event. Lock in free installation on all tub to shower conversions. Plus, for a limited time, get 18 months of no interest financing. And don't pay anything out of pocket until the job is complete. That's right. You can get your project started with no money down. Don't miss out on winter savings from West Shore Home.
Surf or turf? With the Zaxby's box, the answer is both.
Get Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp and their famous fingers together for a boatload of flavor.
It's the Zaxby's flavor you love. Now on shrimp. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Call Coit today and save 30% on a deep clean of your carpets, air ducts, rugs, counters, and more. We'll get your services clean as new for a beautiful, healthy home. Call 800-4KOIT today and save 30%.
The people you trust Coit.
Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Bank better. First Alert Weather Storm coverage is sponsored by Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Obviously, a lot is happening weather-wise right now. Here's an update on the timing of that snow pushing in. I mean, we're around the 8 a.m. hour, and that's when we've already started to see some reports from flakes from a 911 center in Bowling Green. It's going to reach us here in central Kentucky midday into the afternoon. Snow then rolls into eastern Kentucky. Snow for today. It's late tonight where we start to see that turnover in the system, and then we start to talk about those freezing rain impacts, the icing impacts, and of course, your sleet. So over a foot of snow in those 3 metro areas. I feel like I've got to keep emphasizing we're talking about Lexington, Louisville, and Cincinnati. Heavy snowfall for them. Not as necessarily as heavy of an icing concern, but that's really on the south side of Lexington, right up on that line. 6 to 12 inches of snow, an inch of sleet, which is different than the freezing rain that we talk about. It's where rain falls and then refreezes, comes down, it bounces, you know, versus freezing upon impact. That can add on like an inch of accumulation on top of that, 1/10 of an inch of ice. And then southern and eastern Kentucky, they're lighter on those snowfall totals, but we're talking about heavier on the icing totals, 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of ice. We know icing can cause issues with power outages, issues with roadways, and the problem with if we get those power outages happening from the icing, Monday, Tuesday, brutal conditions. I mean, you're high on Mondays in the single digits. We're not going to get past the single digits, and your overnights are in the negatives. Tuesday morning, we'll be feeling like -25.
It's hard to even think about that when we've got to get through today and tomorrow.
I know. It's a major winter weather storm, so stick with us. We're going to be on all day giving you all updates, right?
On here and on WKYT Plus.
Of course.
Thanks for joining us.
Transform your living space at Burke Furniture with our quality sofas, sectionals, bedrooms, dining rooms, even mattresses from all the top brands you love. And most items are in stock and ready to be delivered right here at Burke Furniture.